Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm glad you're here. Today I want to take you on a little journey right here in my backyard, and I want to give you a tour of what I am calling the Taj Mahal of saddle hunting. This is a telephone pole, and you can only see about 3 feet of it in frame, but from the ground to the very top of it, it is 17 feet high, and it's going to help me accomplish 3 things. First and foremost, it's going to allow me to practice saddle hunting with my daughter in real time, helping her climb using an aider, rappelling out of the tree, all of that stuff, shooting her crossbow at elevated angles. Secondly, it's going to save some of the trees that are right here in my own yard. I have been wearing the fire out of them, doing reviews and practicing. And then thirdly, it's going to save me time doing gear reviews. And so I want to step back from the camera. I want to give you some real life shots, and I want to show you exactly what I did to put this thing together in my yard. So first things first, like I've said, I've been wearing the fire out of my trees right here in my own yard. So I have been trying to come up with a way to remedy the problem of me wearing out the trees. I have thought about putting a tree inside of my shed. I believe it was the New York hunter or saddle hunter guys that I have seen do that, and I was thinking about that, but that would only allow me to shoot about 20 yards here in my yard. And so I reached out to a neighbor friend of mine who had just clear cut a bunch of woods, and I asked him if he happened to have a tree that I could use. We tried to figure out the size, and I told him I'd like to try to put it in concrete in the ground so that I could actually shoot off of it. And he's like, well, I'm worried about the tree rotting. How about a telephone pole? Long story short, he sold me a telephone pole for $30, and he said, I'm going to give you a 15-foot telephone pole, $30, I will deliver and help you install. And I'm like, well, I can't beat that. And so when he pulled up, he told me, I think I might have mismeasured. And I look, and he brought a telephone pole in a 16-foot trailer, and there was about 4 feet hanging out the backside of it. I said, you know what? It doesn't matter. Let's get on with it. So I took my post hole diggers. I dug a hole 3 feet deep and about 14 inches wide. And my friend came and he helped me install this telephone pole. We were able to set in, I think, about 120 pounds of concrete around the base of this telephone pole. We made it plumb. He used this tractor. It was a breeze. So simple. And we ended up installing this. Now, of course, I didn't do anything on it for the first day. I let the concrete set. But you better believe it, the next day I was out here. I grabbed my 5 wild edge steps and also my battlement platform, and I began to build this Taj Mahal of saddle hunting. And so what you see here is 5 wild edge steps. These are going to be permanent on here unless I need to pull them off to add sticks, or they get in the way of something, then I can just pop them off. But they're going to stay right here at all times. And then of course up at the top I have my battlement platform. I also want to show you here that from the very top I hooked, or I set up, a white PVC pipe. I duct taped with camo duct tape on the bottom of that piping. I duct taped a screen, and what this is this is an arrow holder for me. You'll also notice that I have a bow holder up top. It's just a screw-in foot peg, and I wrap that with duct tape so I don't chip up my bow cam and all of that stuff. But you can see that that works really slick. And then I also added to that bow holder a bow pull-up rope. And so it was a rope that I found in my shed. It belonged to my kayaks. It has a little hook on the end. I put some duct tape on that, and now I also added a little screw down here that I can set that bow rope on so that it kind of just stays out of the way. So what you see here is 5 wild edge steps, and then where my battlement platform is, it is exactly at 10 feet high. And I really feel like that kind of gives you some type of elevated advantage to practice from. And my daughter, she has not been able to get up in here and actually shoot her crossbow from it, but she will shortly. I have been practicing rappelling out of this telephone pole. I have been practicing shooting my bow out of here, messing around with the JX3 hybrid. I have been testing the X-Wing from Latitude Outdoors, a bunch of stuff. And actually, just this past Saturday, I've had a couple guys come up. They brought all of their Lone Wolf custom gear stands. They brought all of their saddle hunting gear, and we were just having a heyday messing around with a bunch of this stuff, trying to get prepared for the season. Like I said, from the bottom of the ground all the way up to the top is 17 feet high. Now you can see that I have my rappel rope already hooked up, and I'm going to leave this right here so that I don't have to hang it up every time, and that if my daughter wants to come out right from the ground, she can just hook up and she can, you know, climb the tree and still be connected. And so pretty much in a permanent situation, I have 5 wild edge steps. I have my battlement platform. I have an arrow holder up top. I also have a bow holder up top. I have my rappel rope that's going to just stay out here. I will inspect it as, you know, time goes on. And just to the left of my battlement platform, I also have a screw-in tree peg. And again, this just helps me to be able to navigate around the tree for situations like when I'm using this JX3 hybrid saddle that you see here in the video. And so also I want to point out, I put this on the east side of my house, and the benefit of that is that after, I think it's about 12:30 to 1 p.m., this entire side of the house is in the shade. And right now it's about 2:20 p.m. and there's probably 4 feet of the telephone pole that is still in the sunlight. The rest of this side of the house is completely shaded, so that's going to make it really nice in the summertime doing gear reviews out here and videos out here. And so I really, really like that. Pumped about it. When you look out past the yard, you're not going to be able to see it here. I have at least a 45-yard shot to the corner of my property. I can also shoot at an off angle or my weak side shot out to about 22 yards. And so this is really going to give me some real life scenario, you know, or real life application in regards to shooting at some type of elevation. And so I'm pretty pumped about that. All right, guys, I don't know what you're thinking. My original intentions was to have about a 12-foot telephone pole put 3 foot in the ground, and that would be about 9 foot high. I could get, you know, 2 or 3 foot off the ground. When my buddy showed up and he has a 20-foot telephone pole, I said, let's go big or go home. When this was all set up, I said, hey, wife, come here. I want to show you something. And when she walked around the corner of the house, she said this, her first response is, we look like a bunch of rednecks around here. That's in a good term or a good way. And so I just laughed at that. I felt pretty proud about that. But anyway, guys, I hope this might inspire you to do something at your own house in regards to putting up some type of real life shooting scenario. Again, I saw the New York saddle hunters. Those guys had some type of system like this in their shed. I think it was the G2 Outdoorsman. I saw him put something up on his deck outside. And again, this just gives some real life advantage. And also it saves the trees from a bunch of gear reviews. And then it allows me to practice with my daughters. Hey guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Until next time, good luck to you.